What causes the opening and closing of guard cells of stomata during transpiration? So students, stomata are present on the surface of the leaf. That is, leaf is dorsally ventrally flat, and both the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis contains a pore which is called a stoma. So this pore is called stoma. And now this spore is surrounded by a kidney-shaped cells. They are called guard cells. So here we can see the stoma consists of bean-shaped or dumbbell-shaped cells. They are called guard cells. Now, further, guard cells are surrounded by a specialized epidermal cells. So all these are present on the epidermis. Now this specialized epidermal cells are called subsidiary cells. So this entire structure forms the stomatal apparatus. Now the stomatal apparatus contains minute tiny pore at the center, which is called stoma. The stoma is surrounded by a kidney-shaped structure called guard cells, and guard cells are further surrounded by a specialized epidermal cell called subsidiary cells. So these are called subsidiary cells. Now if you observe the structure of the guard cells, they have got cell wall. So the cell wall is unevenly thickened. Now at the center, now observe in this location, the cell wall is very rigid and thick. But in this corner, the cell wall is very thin and elastic. Now this plays an important role in opening and closing of the stomata. So the stomata opens when the water from the subsidiary cells, so these are the subsidiary cells, when the water from the subsidiary cells enter into the guard cells becomes turgid. That is, it increases in its size, it swells. So this condition is called turgidity. So this is called turgidity. So when the cells become turgid, it starts to expand. So it is pulled from the opposite ends. So this thin elastic cell wall, it pulls towards the left and this pull towards the right. As a result, but the cell wall which is present towards the center, they are thick and rigid. So it does not expand much, and a small pore is formed when they are pulled on the either side. This pore is called stoma. Now through this pore, transpiration takes place. That is, water which escapes into the atmosphere in the form of vapor. Not only transpiration, the exchange of atmospheric gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place through the stoma. So this happens when the cells are in turgid condition, and it becomes turgid when the water from the subsidiary cells enters into the kidney-shaped cells. Now what happens if the water loses out? So once the water comes out of the guard cells again back into the subsidiary cells, it comes back to its normal position, and the cell wall also comes back to its normal position. So as a result, the pore which was open now gets closed. So here we can see the pore is closed and here it is open. So this closed stomata prevents the process of transpiration, and it also prevents the entry and exit of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So this is how stomata is regulated. So a plant can regulate the amount of transpiration by closing and opening the stomata, and guard cells plays an important role. So when the guard cells are open, transpiration takes place. When the guard cells are closed, transpiration stops.